The South Today Bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, a rescue helicopter landed in Invercargill, calling for assistance to stay up in the air. A Queenstown preschool is moving into its new home, hoping to grow the young minds of the next generation. And a vibrant spectacle switches on in North Canterbury, dazzling locals at an iconic light festival. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. A black rescue helicopter flew into Invercargill yesterday afternoon, but this time it wasn't for a life-saving mission. The Otago Southland Rescue Helicopter Trust is an important part of the southern health system, but the team say they need more funding to stay up in the air.
Making a grand entrance in Invercargill and showing off the power of their chopper. Around 60 people attended a function for the Otago Southland Rescue Helicopter Trust on Monday, including business leaders, mayors and funding and service representatives. Chairman of the Rescue Helicopter Trust, Martin Dippy, flew from Taieri with Helicopters Otago CEO Graham Gale for the event, stressing the importance of fundraising for the cause.
It's a very important part of the whole network of the health system in the lower part of the South Island, and without this, you end up with direct access to intensive care staff that we bring on board. We bring in intensive care paramedics.
The rescue organisation is run by volunteers. Their goal is to raise up to $1.5 million to meet the shortfall between government funding and the cost of operations. The service was formally named the Otago Rescue Helicopter Trust, adding Southland to its title to reflect its regional scope.
We're here trying to innovate and keep the helicopters flying in as many possible situations as we can.
Dippy believes the Southern Rescue Service is a lifeline, particularly for isolated rural areas, and says he's thankful for the strong support from the wider community. In Invercargill, the South Today.
There was a picket outside the Otago Daily Times building in Dunedin today after union members employed by Allied Press walked off their jobs to protest for better pay.
Frustrated journalists and sub-editors held up signs and chanted calls on Tuesday morning outside the Otago Daily Times office on the corner of Stewart and Cumberland Streets. The A2 union says more than 40 members from Dunedin to Invercargill were taking part in the day-long strike action, calling on their employer to bring their wages in line with industry pay rates. The union says it's unhappy with the offer currently on the table for a new collective agreement. Allied Press CEO Grant McKenzie says he's disappointed with the strike and believes the company's offer addressed the cost of living issues and high inflation. The company says it'll still be producing all its print titles, although there may be delays for some community papers. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And Allied Press print distribution workers also joined the picket line at 5 p.m. today. They plan to strike for 24 hours. A Queenstown preschool is packing up all its toys, ready to move into a new home. Playcentre staff started settling into their newly renovated classroom yesterday, hoping to cater to the continuing growth in population in the resort town.
Moving in to help grow the minds of the next generation. Queenstown's Playcentre moved from their old Stanley Street location on Monday after being there for over 30 years, settling into their new home next to the Queenstown Primary School. The childcare centre has been closed for 3 weeks in preparation for the move, but are now all ready for business in their recently renovated classroom.
But this doesn't happen by accident. It wasn't sort of, one morning, poof, magically this place appeared. And there are lots of people who have put hours and hours of hard work into making this happen.
The new Playcentre offers all the toys and activities needed for preschool children. 15 young families already signed up to the centre, which is just over half their capacity, with them expecting more to join in the future.
It's actually very important to Queenstown itself. as things get bigger, brighter and shinier, we're still grounded in what actually means the most to us, and that's our young kids.
The old Stanley Street site will likely become a temporary car park before being transformed into a local purpose reserve as a part of the Queenstown Lakes District Council's long-term plan. In Queenstown, the South Today.
With election day fast approaching, party leaders are encouraging voters to make their way to their nearest booth and have their say.
Green Party co-leader Marama Davidson has spent the last few days campaigning in Dunedin. She initially flew south to take part in the Opaho debate due to the absence of their local candidate Francisco Hernandez. He's now recovered from his illness and visited the polling booth at Otago University on Monday, casting an early vote on himself. Davidson is reiterating the importance of voting in this year's election, reminding people of the power that their vote can have for the future of the country.
It's going to decide for the next 10 years what our priorities are going to be, but that's going to have intergenerational impacts. So this election is crucial for people to have their say.
She says she's worried about early voting numbers, which, as of yesterday, were down by nearly 400,000 votes compared to the last election in 2020. Early voting is still available at some stations around the country, but all voting booths will be open at 9 a.m. this Saturday for Election Day, with voting open until 7 p.m. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Lasers, spinning rides, lights and music were all part of a colourful show in North Canterbury over the weekend. Thousands turned out for the Mainpower Light Festival, a popular annual event in Rangiora.
After a 2-week delay caused by bad weather, the switch was finally turned on for this year's Mainpower Light Festival. The first night of the annual event in Rangiora was held on a balmy, warm North Canterbury evening. More than 10,000 visitors attended the 2-day festival, which ran across Friday and Saturday nights in Victoria Park. The festival offered a light and sound wonderland, which included a fairyland of laser lights, neon and disco lights, and interactive lighting displays. There was also plenty to keep visitors occupied, with glow toys on offer, food stalls, a popular Super Trooper ride, and roving entertainers with live music. Organiser Carl Howarth says there are several things that make the Rangiora-based Mainpower Light Festival very unique.
Uniqueness is that we've got a beautiful park, really good community, so we do something that's a bit cosier than one of those big huge ones in town, and we do a mixture of local suppliers, local market stalls, local bands, local food trucks, and we try and make it a real community affair.
Friday's show was held in perfect conditions, and despite wet and windy conditions early in the day, Saturday night's show still attracted several thousand happy spectators. In Rangiora, the South Today.
FI Yakane still to come on the South Today. An Alexandra athlete secures his first whitewater podium finish, and a Central Otago duo get on their bikes to rev up the competition as they set their sights on big things.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
At Aged Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at agedconcernotago.com.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. The final race of the canoe slalom world champ was held in France over the weekend, with Alexandra's Finn Butcher clinching his first podium finish. The 28-year-old was in high spirits as he crossed the finish line on Sunday, securing second place in the men's kayak final. Butcher finished just behind the host nation's Boris Nouveau, ending his 5-month-long season with a great result and is now looking forward to returning home to Alexandra. The final race gave him a feel of paddling through the newly built course in Paris, which is set to take centre stage for next year's Summer Olympics. The Central Otago whitewater paddler has all but secured his spot to represent New Zealand in the prestigious event, but still needs to put in a good performance in 2 events early next year. A young Central Otago biking duo are preparing to showcase their skills on the racetrack as they gear up for a major competition.
Cromwell BMX riders Jono Hansen and Quinn Lindsay may be young in age, but their determination is fierce. The 11-year-olds have been riding since they were preschoolers, regularly training to develop and improve their biking abilities. The pair recently qualified for the New Zealand team and are now preparing to compete in the Mighty 11's Trans-Tasman BMX competition in Auckland. It's not the first time for Jono, who was part of the Kiwi team last year, featuring as the 3rd rider at the event in Australia.
I gained a lot of confidence in that, and I learned a lot how to be a better rider.
Jono has been promoted to the team's 2nd rider this year, with Quinn set to take the position of 4th rider. Cromwell BMX Club President Mouse James says he's proud of the duo's achievement after watching their confidence grow over the years. Jono and Quinn are polishing up their skills at the local BMX track before packing their bags later this morning to compete at the Mighty 11's over Labour weekend. In Cromwell, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The Otago Southland Rescue Helicopter Trust is calling for more critical funding to continue its life-saving missions. Queenstown's Playcentre has unboxed all of its toys and books as it settles into its new home with big plans for the future. And thousands of North Canterburyans were treated to a dazzling show in Rangiora at this year's Mainpower Light Festival. And now we'll look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Hello Mike.
Hello Hannah.
What can we expect in the midweek paper?
Well, tomorrow we hopefully will be bringing you the story I trailed last night about the shocking story about homelessness in Dunedin, which we had a couple of little tweaks that had been put into it, but it's a pretty eye-opening story when you see it.
Okay.
We've also got news of the DCC's attempts to impose new speed limits on Dunedin streets. There's been more than 1,000 submissions to the annual plan about those.
Wow.
So there'll be plenty of reading for councillors there.
For sure.
We've got a piece about the visit of Green co-leader Marama Davidson to Dunedin over Sunday and Monday. We've got news of an eye-watering sale price for a home in Wanaka, and our fresh section has a big feature on Middle Eastern cuisine.
Okay, lovely. I will look forward to reading. Thank you for sharing this evening, Mike.
Thank you.
Time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MallMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, strong winds will be developing across much of the region tomorrow, possibly up to gale force in some spots later in the day. Heading to the top of the South Island, nice and fine apart from the winds tomorrow. Through here it'll be 20 degrees for Nelson, 18 over in Greymouth and up to 19 degrees in Christchurch with nor'easterlies. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, even warmer as we come down through here with nor'westerly winds and clear skies, right up to 22 degrees in Ashburton and Timaru tomorrow, with Iwamaru looking good too on 20 at its best. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes. Strong westerlies are inbound as we come down over here with some patchy cloud about too. Queenstown and Wanaka will get 18 degree highs, with those in Alexandra enjoying 22 degrees. Heading further south, a bit of cloud through here tomorrow with strong westerlies, particularly on the coast, with 17 degree highs in Gore, Balclutha and the Catlins. Across to Invercargill. Cloudy tonight with fresh westerlies as it drops to 8. Tomorrow is looking like a cloudy one with showers and near gale force westerlies with a high of 15 degrees. Then Thursday brings more showers with quite cold winds too. They'll be south westerlies and the day's high will be 13 degrees. And finally heading to Dunedin, westerlies and down to 8 tonight. Then it's looking like a frost first up before a sunny morning with light winds, followed by a cloudy afternoon with freshening westerlies and a top temperature of 19 degrees. Come Thursday, it's a similar story with changing winds, but possibly a late shower with 15 as the day's high. And that's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, and you can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite o pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.
The South Today Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists. If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a MoleMap. MoleMap is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. UPVC Windows and Doors is a local Dunedin company who manufacture, install and service everything they make. Sign up this month for a free glass upgrade. Call UPVC Windows and Doors today.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.